Hello you guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing, as you know by the title of my video, and it was kind of scary and it's kind of bringing back the scares right now as I talk about it, my coming out story. So if you guys don't know, I am gay, bisexual, or not bisexual, I'm not bisexual, unlike men's. I'm gay, homosexual, I meant to say. So, yeah. If you guys don't know, I told everyone in my family, because I think they need to know that. I'm still in the middle of nowhere. So, you know you're gay. Everyone knows that they're gay, and I denied it. For a long time, I heard the thing gay, and I heard it was bad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gay? No, I'm not, no. So I hid it, and I never thought, if I thought, like, I never thought about it, it wouldn't like, come up, it wouldn't be a thing to me. I would just stay the way that everyone wants me to be. Basically, society wants me to be. So, I dated girls. Like, I was engaged in straight things, and I never talked about it, I never thought about it, and always one day, you know, it's been a bad day, it'll come up. I'm actually really cold, since I pooped myself, by the way. I mean, I pooped today, not myself, that'd be kind of weird, to be recording a video while I poop myself. So, I dated girls, I never really thought about it until, like, those bad days. I'm like, I'm thinking, and I'm, like, kind of soul-searching, like, one of those days. I'm like, okay, like, no. And then I would throw it off, and then I would cry, and then I would be so scared, and I was like, maybe I'm not. So I'm like, no. So I just cut that all out, and if I don't think about it, it's not a thing. If I don't think that I'm gay, or I don't think about being gay, or just, like, forget all those people. Like, I accept them for who they are, but I'm not one, right? So I'm like, fine, whatever. And then I always just get bullied, like, oh, you're gay, since sometimes I had my keychain. It was like a really long keychain. I was like 4'11", and it would reach the ground. It was dragging, so it was like 5 foot. The keychain was, and I would always strap it around, and I would hold this Angry Bird. It was like a little hand-sized Angry Bird, about that big. It was like that big, but I would hold it, and I was like, keep it up, right? And I would hold it like this, and sometimes I would not even hold it, and I would just stand like this, right? Like, oh no, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. You're gay. Whatever. Fuck you. Anyway, so, oh my god, are you okay, cat, wherever you are? Anyway, I would be like, no, shut up, and then no one ever thought. They would just tease me, and I thought they thought I was gay, and then I found out they would just tease me. I'm like, good, okay, let me keep that off my mind. So, one day, I was over here, and, we were walking from like the street, and we came back in through a couple yards, and it was not illegal. We walked through trails and stuff. We didn't actually go through the yards, but we came back in, and this boy, he was acting gay. Like, they told him to act gay to see how I would react, and they kept telling me, oh, you know he's gay, you know he's gay, he's gay, yeah, he's gay. He's not actually gay. So he came up, and we were talking, and we were walking on the street, right, on this little highway thing. And he comes and slaps my butt and grabs it. I'm like, oh my god, okay, maybe he is. And he's like, oh, you look good up there, or, you know, you look fine, or something. He started making remarks. I'm like, oh, cool, yeah. And he would ask for hugs and all that. And, like, he was playing his part well. Wind, stop. If this comes into the video, I swear I'm gonna hit you, Wind. Yeah, you better run. Yeah, you better run. So I just, you know, bugged it off, and that night I was thinking, I was attracted. I gave him hugs, I liked him, and I don't like him anymore, like, I'll tell you in a minute, but I accept myself now, like, my heart sunk, and my face got red. They're all watching a movie, and I'm in the back, I'm on the couch, and they're all in the front, watching the movie. I'm in the back on the computer. I'm like, how do I know if I'm gay? Like, how do I accept myself? All this. And LGBT, I went on, like, that group.com thing, Um, I went everywhere to see about this, and I came out to the person I met 2 days ago. I told him. What? 1 second. Get back. Sorry about that, but where was I? Yeah, I came out to him, and I'm like, hey, you're the first person I'm gonna tell. He's like, okay, what do you want to tell me? And we were texting for like 2 hours before this. I'm like, I'm gay. And he's like, you are? I'm like, yeah. So you acted straight in front of us. I said, no, you're the first person I'm telling. You're the first person. He's like, oh, okay, that's cool. I don't hate you now, but I don't know, I'm just cool. I'm like, okay. And that made me feel better. And I started telling all these other people. I started telling my family, other friends. Then it came down to telling the people in the room, Thomas, Hunter, and Dylan. So I took Thomas into the room. I'm like, hey, I need to tell you something, like, very important. He's like, what? I'm like, I'm gay. And he's like, what? And he starts laughing. I'm like, oh my god, will you shut the hell up? He's like, you gay? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, and like, I'm like, go ahead, tell them. And I go into their closet, and I'm like, oh my god, what are they gonna say? And they laughed for a long time, but they accepted me. So yeah, that's basically when I came out. But to my mom, it's a whole different story. I told him not to tell anyone. I told everyone not to tell anyone. I want to tell them on my own, right? And when I'm ready to tell them, like, that person might be a bit more sensitive to those things and don't need to hear it from like Dylan or someone that they haven't even met yet. So I told all my family, I told my grandpa, grandma, my brother, my other brother. I told all these people. Then it came down to my mom, right? And I was hiding this for about a week from her until I found out that Thomas told his mom. And she told my mom. And she came into the room crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, how could you hide this from me? Why didn't you tell me earlier? You know, I love you, you're my baby. I'm like, what? And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're so brave. And she was crying. I'm like, okay, blah, blah, this. And we started talking for a minute. Not about that. I mean, like, we didn't talk about me being gay, which we were just talking. And so my brother came back in and blah, blah, blah. And so with my dad, I hid this from him for like a month and a half until my uncle, he's getting engaged, I told him, and he texted him, hey, how's your son? Are you mad at him? He's like, why would I be mad at him? He's like, oh, he didn't tell you? He's gay. On Facebook. I'm like, I didn't know this. And then he stopped me one day. I was riding my bike, and he said, Devin, come here. I'm like, yes. He's like, don't do that. I'm like, what did I do? Tell Randy that you're gay on Facebook? And he's like, okay, pause that for a minute. Literally, your music's that loud. This car, I swear, if you guys can hear like music coming from that general direction, there's this car. It's hella loud, and I think that is my mom. Why is my mom here? I do not know. Anyway, yeah, that's basically how it came out. So if you guys enjoyed, like the video, I say you guys later, goodbye.